What is going on, everyone? First and foremost, I want to say thank you for being here right now, watching this video. I do really appreciate for your time, and I would really appreciate if you do consider subscribing to the channel, simply because it truly does help me out a lot. Now, we're going to be reacting to Charleston White tried to warn us about Lil Durk for months, man, and this is a fact. You get what I mean? This is a fact, but not gonna lie, a lot of people don't take what he's been saying for months serious at all, simply because he's more of a jokey person than more of a person who speaks actual facts most of the time. Most of the things he says is just jokes, and some of the things he says will be actually serious. So when he does say something, it's like more of like pissing people off than actually going through people's brains and being like, all right, this guy is actually speaking facts. So simply because of that, most of the things he says just pisses people off, and the factual things he does state about certain people, it just flies through people's brain, because the funny parts are go more viral than the actual factual parts. So I don't know, man. It's hard to explain, but this guy knows that, and he takes his advantage of it, because he knows making fun of people and stating actual facts at the same time will not only embarrass and clown the person he's talking about, but it'll also go viral because people are gonna laugh. But yeah, man, that's Charleston White. But apparently, ever since Durk got locked up, he's been clowning Lil Durk. I'm not gonna lie, he's been clowning Lil Durk, making jokes. This guy's having an absolute field day. Like, I tried to search for a video of him clowning Lil Durk after being arrested, but that video is way too long. I saw it, and it's like an hour long. I'm not sure why someone couldn't take specific clips of that video and just make it shorter so I can make a reaction video to it. But not me only, but other people as well, if you understand what I'm saying. But reacting to a 1 hour video is just not going to be it, I'm not going to lie. But without further ado, let's just dive into this video, see what it's talking about.
Durk beat a case putting it on Vaughn, snitched on his dead partner.
Charleston White didn't hold back when he tried to warn us about Lil Durk's snitching behavior. He refused to be intimidated by DJ Academics.
DJ Academic, I don't give a fuck about going overboard.
White held it down for months, pointing accusing fingers on the guy who's now in prison.
You think Durk didn't pay for that either? He offered these guys.
Leaves us wondering how many of these details we missed, and was White correct all along? Charleston White called Lil Durk a snitch. Charleston White is notoriously famous for his controversial online outbursts, and while sometimes his utterances are borderline defamatory, at other times his statements hit home. More importantly, the controversial comedian isn't afraid to take on anyone and regularly weighs in on trending issues within the drill rap scene. This was the case when White made some pretty inflammatory comments about rapper Lil Durk during an interview on November 25th, 2023. At the time, Lil Durk was being trailed by rumors that he had snitched on Kingvon, and Charleston White's claims only further aggravated the contentious issue. While talking about the circumstances surrounding Kingvon's death, White accused Lil Durk of snitching on the late rapper. He said,
He was killed trying to harm a nigga smaller than him. And we go shame Timmy? We don't shame Durk? Durk beat a case putting it on Vaughn.
White didn't stop there. He claimed that Durk snitched on Kingvon, but added a spin to it.
Snitched on his dead partner.
It's the word on the street.
Come on, my. See, Durk wasn't no killer. Vaughn was.
Next, he went on to make some other damning allegations, claiming that Kingvon was a killer and may have played a role in a witness turning up dead in his murder case. White added,
Rest of them what? The singing and rapping. The rest of these the singing and rapping wasn't no killer. We know for a fact he was. We know for a fact that the only reason Kingvon was released from jail so he could become a big star is that the witnesses to his case came up dead.
White was referring to an incident involving Lil Durk and King Von, which happened in 2019. In May of that year, Durk turned himself into the police after a warrant was issued for his arrest in connection with the shooting that took place outside the Atlanta restaurant The Varsity in February 2019. Durk and King Von were charged with participating in criminal street gang activity, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, possession of firearm by convicted felon, criminal attempt to commit murder, as well as aggravated assault. However, on October 22, 2019, the charges against both Durk and King Von were dropped due to prosecutorial discretion. While responding to the verdict, Lil Durk's attorney Manny Aurora said, "While it took 3 years for the state to make the right decision, in the end, the right decision was made, and Mr. Banks can finally put this event behind him." Unfortunately for Durk, he just found it impossible to put the event behind him, with rumors alleging that he had snitched on King Von to beat the case soon emerging. While it's impossible to pinpoint the origin of the rumors, they quickly gained traction, forcing Durk to have to defend his street credibility on numerous occasions in 2019. And just when most people began to forget about those allegations, White's claims once again helped those rumors to roar back to life. At the peak of it all, some people began speculating that Durk's actions may have led to King Von's eventual death. This is despite the fact that Durk and Von were known to be very close friends, and the latter was signed under Lil Durk's record label Only the Family. However, their friendship came to a tragic end when King Von was killed during a shootout that happened outside the Monaco Hookah Lounge in the early hours of November 6, 2020. The incident occurred after King Von's crew got into a heated altercation with rapper Quando Rondo's crew, leading to a gun battle that also saw law enforcement officers get involved. The day after the shooting, fans' calls for justice appeared to be answered when police arrested the man who was believed to have shot King Von as Timothy Lul Tim Leaks, a 22-year-old upcoming rapper and affiliate of Quando Rondo. Lul Tim was charged with felony murder and was expected to face trial over the fatal shooting of King Von, but in a shocking turn of events, all charges against him were dropped in August 2023. Lul Tim's attorney Noah Pines made this announcement in a statement that read, "The case against Mr. Leaks was dismissed prior to ever being indicted. The charges against the rapper were reportedly dismissed because prosecutors believed that Von was killed in an act of self-defense." Unsurprisingly, the verdict didn't sit right with many of Von's allies, and some of them didn't hold back when expressing their disappointment. Von's girlfriend Asian Doll was one of the first to express her feelings, saying in a since-deleted tweet, "Because the police said Tim ain't kill him, the police did." Almost at the same time, fans and internet trolls began trending the hashtag #SlideForVon, which was basically a call to Durk to pick up a gun and take revenge for Von's death. While Durk never really acknowledged the #SlideForVon comments, most people were convinced that he would make a move on Von's killers, given the fact that most of Durk's lyrics promoted violence and featured him regularly rapping about shooting up his ops. Following Lil Durk's recent arrest on murder-for-hire charges, in relation to the 2022 shooting that claimed the life of Quando Rondo's cousin Lil Pab, fans have revisited the whole #SlideForVon, pointing out that Durk may have actually taken the comments seriously and acted on it. This came after DJ Academics shared an old interview with the rapper on X on October 26, 2024, a day after Durk was arrested. The interview, which aired in 2023, featured Academics asking Durk if he was bothered by the #SlideForVon comments, which were fans' way of asking him to seek revenge for King Von's death. Responding to DJ Academics' question, Lil Durk said he wasn't bothered by the fans' comments.
They used to say, but you also mentioned a song. They be like, they be saying #SlideForVon. I think they trolling me. Yo, by the way, them songs is fire. I ain't gonna lie.
For some reason, I just don't see the comments no more.
The clip immediately garnered a lot of attention from fans, with many of them highlighting that Durk's cold expression was an indirect confession to having taken revenge for King Von. While commenting on Durk's expression in the video, one ex-user said, "The look on his face says a lot, pay attention." Another ex-user wrote, "You can see the moment of realization on AK's face." A third user commented, "Brew, I remember watching this interview and was like, WTF was that moment, now I know why." Several other users commented on the viral video, noting that Durk had given clear indications over the years that he had something to do with Lil Pab's death, and that it was only a matter of time before the feds caught up with him. One user said, "Bro dropped Aj Ha for a reason. That had to be right after they killed his cousin." But while Durk was seemingly ready to risk jail in the pursuit of revenge over Von's death, Charleston White has been very vocal about how he feels Von deserved to die the way he did. Since King Von's death, Charleston White has been very critical about how the rapper lived his life and has often lambasted the late rapper, much to the horror of Von's family members. It is safe to say that Von's family members have no love for White, and the mutual hatred was on full display when Von's sister Kayla B clashed with White in June this year. The drama started when Kayla took to X, formerly known as Twitter, and said that she spotted White out and about in Chicago. She further claimed that White would have caught a beating had the police not been around the area. She wrote, "Why, I just seen that the Charleston White, whatever his name is. I would have beat his ass, but the police was right there." Shortly after, White responded to Kayla in a video where he tells her if she had approached him, his hands would have turned bisexual.
I went to 7 strip clubs last night. There wasn't no police around. Kingvon's sister wasn't ready to go meet Von. Hit me, I turned into my hands turned bisexual. She pow.
Alongside the video, White wrote, "Dear Kingvon's sister, I want to kindly remind you that your tough dead brother was slumped at a club in Atlanta, Georgia for trying to fight a little skinny. I'm sure you don't want join the hump in the ground gang for thinking you're tough too. I also want to remind you that I embrace your brother killer with love, admiration, and appreciation for killing your brother. No love, Unc." White then added salt to the injury when he posted a picture of him posing with Lil Tim, Von's alleged killer. Still not satisfied with the damage done, the controversial YouTuber penned a similar letter to Von's mother in which he showers praise on Lil Tim for killing Von. While recalling the day he met with Lil Tim, White said, "My life has been blessed with abundance ever since that day I connected with the spirit of God's angel, aka the Demon Slayer. I love and honor this young nigga right here. He's a hero to the nation. We smoking on that Von pack tonight. Thank God for at Mo_Tim3. This isn't the first time Charleston White would be calling King Von a demon. During a sit-down with DJ Academics in 2022, White accused Von of being a killer who had caused the deaths of several black men. White declared,
King Von was known to be a killer, a man who killed black people, a man who was accused of killing a black girl. He's celebrated, right? You got celebrities who take pictures in front of his mural. What about his victims' family? Why don't y'all ever speak for them?"
Elsewhere in the interview, White called Von a demon and blasted black men who continue to associate with him, regardless of his numerous crimes. He said,
That idol is a demon, a self-proclaimed demon. I don't ride with demons. When did black people start riding with demons, homie?
Following King Von's death, Durk began to distance himself from gang life and sought solace in his renewed Islamic faith. Things were going fine, and the rapper was bagging honors at every turn. However, his sinful past would soon come to haunt the present. Lil Durk's haunting criminal history. Although the word on the street is that Lil Durk has allegedly been involved in several murders over the years just as much as King Von, there is no real evidence that supports these claims. However, Lil Durk has had several legal issues that have kept him within the radar of law enforcement and earned him a notorious reputation. Back in 2011, the Chicago rapper was arrested on a weapons charge. Although he was released on bond, he was later sentenced to 3 months in jail. 2 years later, Durk found himself in trouble once again after getting arrested for allegedly throwing a loaded .40 caliber handgun into his car when police approached him on South Green Street in Chicago. Durk was subsequently charged with unlawful use of a weapon by a felon. Durk's attorney would later claim that they had 9 affidavits from witnesses who confirmed Durk's innocence. In a surprising twist, another witness also stepped forward to claim ownership of the gun in question. In light of these revelations, Durk was released after spending over a month in jail. Durk would somehow manage to stay out of trouble for several years until he was arrested alongside the late King Von in May 2019 on charges relating to a non-lethal shooting that occurred in February that same year. According to prosecutors, the two men shot a man outside a popular Atlanta drive-in and also made away with his Jeep Cherokee and $30,000 in cash. After spending several weeks in jail, Durk and Von were finally released on $250,000 and $300,000 bonds respectively. The charges against Durk were dropped in October 2022, and this ushered in a new sense of direction for Durk. During an interview later published by Rolling Stone the following month, the rapper talked about turning a new leaf in his life and career, vowing to help curb the violence in Chicago. Durk declared, "I'm going to start by getting the city together to do my part to slow down the violence." Later in the interview, Durk opened up about his childhood, detailing how he experienced so much darkness and pain before he had spent up to 3 decades on Earth. He also talked about his decision to stop rapping about violence and instead focus on making more money. He said, "Even if you do 99% of shit right, you still got 1% of the demons with you. You get angry fast, and one reply can up $1 billion. That's why I'm not saying names no more in my music. I ain't speaking on the dead no more. None of that. True to his words, Lil Durk cleaned up his act and moved on from his former style of music, which glorified gang culture and violence. In August 2024, Durk showed there would be no going back on his decision when he denounced gang life and reaffirmed his Muslim faith through an Instagram message to his fans. The post, which was captioned, "Don't label me nothing outside of a man, a father, and a 1000% Muslim, The Voice," provided fans with a glimpse into his new life and where he was mentally. Durk then went into more detail about his religious journey and how it conflicted with gang life in a follow-up message on his Instagram story. He shared, "I don't bang, I'm a Muslim." Basically what I was saying on my post in so many words you can't do both, I'ma be the one who say it. Durk went on to urge his ardent followers who have followed him through the years to follow him into this new chapter of life. Durk then clarified that his music was a reflection of what he had seen and been through, and that would never change. However, he warned his fans that he never meant for them to go out and do what he raps about in his music. A month after making this bombshell announcement, Durk returned with yet another exciting news that got everyone buzzing. On September 22nd, 2024, the rapper, who has a pretty extensive rap sheet, took to X to announce that his criminal record has been wiped clean. He said, "Everybody should get second chances at life. It's about what you do with it. Alhamdulillah. My background wiped and clean of all cases. I ain't a felon anymore." Who would have thought? I want to thank everyone who helped push my vision forward. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. To cap what was fast becoming a defining year for Lil Durk, he was honored by Cook County, Illinois for his work in the community with his Neighborhood Heroes Foundation.
Mr. Ross, we are honored to be able to speak to the city, to Durk's Neighborhood Heroes. This speech is a token of our appreciation for your collaboration and partnership. On
Friday, October 18th, the rapper was presented with multiple keys to the city, including the village of Broadview and the village of Bellwood. Sadly, that excitement was short-lived, as barely a week after getting the prestigious awards, Lil Durk was arrested by the feds in Florida on October 25th on murder-for-hire charges. Earlier that day, 5 men, Kingvon London Grant, DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, David Bryan Lindsay, Keith Jones, and Asa Houston, whom prosecutors allege are affiliated to Only the Family, were arrested in Chicago and subsequently appeared at the Dirksen U.S. courthouse. According to an indictment filed in the U.S. District Court in Los Angeles, charges against the 5 men include conspiracy to commit murder for hire resulting in death and the use of a machine gun resulting in death. Prosecutors allege that the 5 men plotted in 2022 to kill Quando Rondo as retaliation for a 2020 altercation between Rondo's crew and Kingvon's crew that turned into a deadly gun battle, which resulted in Von's demise. Rondo's friend Lul Tim was later charged with the murder. Prosecutors say the 5 men traveled to Los Angeles and tracked Quando Rondo to a gas station where they tried to kill him. However, their gunfire instead killed Rondo's cousin Lil Pab, who was riding in the passenger side of Rondo's vehicle, Lil Durk's. Arrest records say he was arrested on murder for hire charges, and court records show that he masterminded the alleged murder for hire scheme against Quando Rondo. According to the indictment, multiple individuals affiliated with Durk's Only the Family coordinated the plot and discussed payments after Lil Pab was killed. On the same day of the shooting, OTF company credit cards were reportedly used to book flights for several individuals involved in the shooting to return to Chicago. Prosecutors claimed that the receipts of these transactions and the recordings of an informant were crucial in linking Durk to the murder for hire plan. He is currently being held in a jail in Broward County, Florida, pending his transfer to Los Angeles, where his pre-trial detention hearing is set to be held. In the wake of Lil Durk's arrest, the lyrics of his 2022 song Federal Nightmares have gone viral, and fans have been raving about how Durk seemingly predicts his future in the track. In the chorus, Durk raps, "Now I'm having federal nightmares / I'm having federal nightmares / having federal nightmares / I'm having federal nightmares." Durk goes into more detail in another part of the track as he raps, "Delete my iCloud if I think they really on me. Though / when trial come, it ain't your phone, it be your homie. Though / he on the stand with his head down like he don't know me. Though / it ain't no point in no getting lawyer if your homie told." These lyrics have caused fans to point out that Durk certainly knew that the feds were coming for him. Oddly enough, the court documents prove that the feds did get a hold of an iCloud message where he allegedly told one of Lil Pab's alleged killers to desist from using any mode of payment affiliated with him. With this evidence, fans now believe that Durk's lyrics didn't happen by chance. While sharing a snippet from the official video of the track, an ex-user wrote, "Lil Durk really predicted his own future with this song, Federal Nightmares." Another fan said, "When you listen to Durk on Federal Nightmares, you come to realize man knew his time was almost up in the streets." Amidst all the drama and speculation surrounding surrounding Durk's arrest, Charleston White took the opportunity to take a swipe at Durk's predicament, labeling it a victory for Black Americans. During the recent sit-down, White went on to describe drill rappers, including Durk, as a demonic force that spread throughout America, and expressed excitement that Durk's arrest meant we now get to put that fire out. White added,
Down goes the drill. Down goes the drill. 12th round knockout, because it looked like they had got away and they get to ride off into the sunset. So this is a victory for law-abiding Black Americans who like hip-hop music but don't like the killing part of it.
With Lil Durk possibly facing a long time behind bars, the question everyone is asking is why did the rapper risk everything just to settle a score? To get a better understanding, we must explore one of the hottest rivalries that tore through Chicago's drill rap scene. Kingvon's death set Lil Durk on revenge mission. 8 months ago, Lil Durk was at an all-time high with his career flourishing and everything around him inspiring positivity.
Fresh Grammy winner.
Fresh.
Lil Durk, he won Best Melodic Rap Performance for your J. Cole collaboration. How special is that?
Man, feel good. Shout out J. Cole.
He had just won a Grammy for All My Life and had put his past life firmly behind him, or so we thought. Now, while Lil Durk may have genuinely turned a new leaf, some of his past misdeeds have inevitably landed him at the center of a murder-for-hire case that could see him either bag a life sentence or get the death penalty if he is found guilty. All this can be put to Lil Durk's quest for revenge after Kingvon got killed following a bloody clash with rapper Quando Rondo's entourage outside a club for an Asian doll. In response, Von took to Twitter to make several tweets stating, "That new shit y'all got garbage. Try again, MF, and I got some shit on y'all baby moms that would make you not want to claim your kids." The beef quickly began to spread to other members within both factions, with Quando Rondon inserting himself into the feud while defending his label boss. While all this was going on, Lil Reese and Von repeatedly targeted Quando Rondo, mocking him about his numbers, and Reese even went as far as threatening to beat him up. Sources also claim that Von was keen on sending a message to the YB camp if he ever crossed paths with anyone from the group, and that was exactly what he intended to do when he bumped into Quando Rondo outside the Monaco Hookah Lounge during the early hours of November 6th, 2020. According to reports, Rondo was sleeping in a car when Von approached him aggressively, prompting a fierce confrontation that ended with multiple casualties, including Von himself. Months after Kingvon's death, Rondo stirred controversy when he appeared to diss the late rapper during a virtual concert over the Easter holiday weekend. During the performance, Rondo seemingly takes a swipe at the late Kingvon when he says, "He got caught without that pole and now that gone, I'll piss on his grave." While the rapper doesn't explicitly mention Kingvon, many people were convinced that he was referring to Von given the hostilities that existed between both rappers. Unsurprisingly, Rondo's comments during the virtual concert triggered an angry backlash from fans who labeled the rapper a coward. One of the comments read, "This Quando Rondo so lame, brew. He threw a virtual concert taunting Kingvon .1. He got the brakes beat off you two. He wasn't the shooter 3. He's literally hiding behind the internet talking." Undeterred by the negative comments, Rondo was back piling more misery on Kingvon's fans when he took to his Instagram stories to celebrate his crewmate Lul Tim, who allegedly killed Von. In the April 10th Instagram story, Rondo showed off a brand new gift for Tim and captioned the picture writing, "Me and my twin." The icy gift came barely 2 weeks after Tim was released on a conditional bond of $100,000. But just when it seemed like Quando Rondo was gaining the upper hand in his feud with Lil Durk, disaster struck. On August 19th, 2022, Quando Rondo and his cousin Lil Pab were riding in a black Cadillac Escalade when they were ambushed by gunmen at a gas station in West Hollywood. During the attack, Lil Pab was shot several times and was later pronounced dead at the hospital. Meanwhile, Rondo was not injured during the attack, but footage showing the aftermath of the shooting captured Rondo in agony and screaming "No!" after Lil Pab died. While fans were still sending our condolences to Rondo, Lil Durk set the internet on fire when he dropped a Rondo diss track in which he sampled the "No Rondo" when he lost his cousin. In the track, Durk raps, "Y'all laughed when bro died, when your bro died turned to a crybaby. Jumped out on both sides with a 45, that boy can't hide, can he?" Later that year, Durk poked fun at Quando Rondo over Lil Pab's death in another diss diss track. However, this time the overconfidence kicks in, and he indirectly admits he was behind the hit when he raps. Told me they got an addy, go got location, goo green light, goo look on the news and see your son, you screaming no no. In the aftermath of Durk's arrest, fans have been posting these videos on social media, hinting that the rapper had been self-snitching. However, court documents relating to the case show that what really helped investigators nail Durk was an alleged betrayal within the Only the Family ranks, involving an informant who reportedly cooperated with law enforcement for years. The informant, identified as OTF member Jam, reportedly wore a wire for several years to gather evidence for authorities. According to the indictment, Jam, who was released from prison in 2022 after serving 12 years in jail for attempted murder, provided information that directly linked Lil Durk to the murder-for-hire plot against Rondo. Without a doubt, Lil Durk's fall from grace has been monumental, and many will argue that it is largely self-inflicted. From his incriminating lyrics to actively plotting a murder, many fans are adamant that Durk has no one to blame other than the man standing in front of him when he looks in the mirror. Apart from the fact that he is now languishing in jail, Durk is fast losing allies, and even the prestigious key to the city that he received barely a week ago has been revoked. During a press conference on October 25th, Broadview Mayor Katrina Thompson announced the decision to take back the honorary key presented to the embattled rapper. Additionally, Mayor Thompson also announced the termination of the community's partnership agreement with Durk's youth organization, Neighborhood Heroes Foundation. If you enjoyed this video and would love to see more of such content and stay ahead in trendy news, click on the card showing on the screen.
But yeah, that's the end of the video. Let me know what y'all think about this, man. This video is crazy, man. But do y'all think Charleston White is right? And do y'all also think that Lil Durk is worse than Kingvon? Because we all should know by now that Lil Durk did do drills with Kingvon. You get what I mean? And a lot of people were saying after Kingvon's death, we all know that huge trial Kingvon and Lil Durk did have, and Kingvon was under huge suspicion by the feds. He was definitely being watched, and if death didn't come his way, he would definitely be in prison. I'm not gonna lie, and we all should know that. So yeah, man, overall, Durk did have his involvement in that whole case with Kingvon, and a lot of people are saying the only reason why Lil Durk got away is because Kingvon did die, and because Kingvon did die, he could easily just put the blame on Kingvon, right? Because he's already dead, so he could just put the blame on Kingvon and say it wasn't me, right? And get away scot-free, if you understand what I'm saying. Now, that's what a lot of people are saying. So when it didn't seem like he was sliding for Vaughn, people were saying, oh, this guy just used Vaughn. Him and Vaughn weren't even close. He only signed Vaughn because he was a part of the streets, and, you know, he saw the potential Kingvon had in the music industry. So he took that opportunity to sign him before anybody else really could, if you understand what I'm saying. So a lot of people were making fun of Lil Durk and saying Kingvon wasn't anything to you except business. You know what I mean? Clearly that wasn't true. You know what I mean? Those rumors are now dismissed. They were extremely close. If you're willing to do all of this and get payback for Kingvon's death, I mean, you know, he definitely did mean a lot more to Lil Durk than business. So that's just straight disrespect, saying Kingvon was nothing more to Lil Durk than just business. That's crazy. Clearly not. You know what I mean? If that were true, Lil Durk would just carry on with this music career and not even really care about Kingvon's death or anybody or anyone's involvement, if you understand what I'm saying. But ever since Kingvon did die, Lil Durk has been blackballing people, and you know, Rondo has been literally complaining and crying about it since day one, that Lil Durk is telling other people in the music industry to pick a side. You're either with Rondo or 4K Trey, anybody in 4K Trey like NBA Youngboy, Rondo, etc., or you're with us. Lil Durk, OTF members, only the family, stuff like that, right? You gotta pick a side. If you do a song with them, you're definitely not gonna do a song with me. And you're definitely not gonna be able to do a song with anybody who's already on my side. You get what I mean? So yeah, man. Pretty crazy situation. There's a lot, but I'm just gonna cut the video here. Don't wanna go on a yap spree, so yeah, let me know what y'all think and peace out.